Let's be honest, most men think they know what she wants when they're with her. Most men think they understand the way she reacts, the way she moves, the way she breathes when it's just the two of you. But the truth? The truth is far more subtle, far more powerful than any trick you learned from movies, social media, or your friends. What she's feeling right in this moment often has nothing to do with what you think you're doing. And if you can't read her, really read her, you'll miss it. You'll never understand why she freezes, why she gasps, why her mind wanders, or why sometimes she seems completely untouchable even when you're right there. Inside her mind, there's a storm. Emotions swirl in a way that's impossible to fake. Desire, hesitation, curiosity, fear, these are all tangled in an invisible web, and only the few who truly understand female psychology can navigate it. Here's the thing most men don't realize. When she's with you, her body is honest before her words. Her eyes, her heartbeat, her subtle shifts. All of it is telling a story she doesn't even consciously know she's telling. If you pay attention, you can see it. If you ignore it, you'll never understand what she's truly experiencing. And it's not just physical. Her thoughts, even her fantasies, are layers of desire and hesitation, of wanting to surrender, yet feeling the need to test you. Every glance she gives, every pause in her breathing, every bite of her lip. It's a language you're expected to understand, but few ever do. Most men are trapped in a one-dimensional idea of intimacy. They think it's about technique, about performance. They think it's about what happens in the moment, but that's surface level. The real game, the real depth, is psychological. It's the electricity between her mind and yours. It's the unspoken tension that makes her crave more or pull back entirely. Here's a subtle truth. She doesn't just react to what you do physically. She reacts to what you project. Your confidence, your patience, your awareness, your ability to remain untouchably calm while she navigates her inner chaos. These are what drive her sensations. The stronger you are mentally, the more she feels. The weaker you are, the more she doubts. And yes, she notices everything. Every micro-expression, every hesitation, every inconsistency she's scanning, analyzing, decoding. And only the men who understand this see the difference between ordinary touch and unforgettable connection. So if you've ever wondered why some women seem electric with certain men and distant with others, it's because they're not responding to your body. They're responding to your mind, your presence, your energy. Every moment you spend ignoring this is a moment she spends questioning you, testing you, or simply losing interest. And that's why most men fail, not because they can't perform, but because they can't connect on the right level. Here's the thing, by the end of this video, you'll understand what she's really thinking in ways most men never will. You'll see the subtle signs that tell you when she's completely into you, when she's holding back, and when she's quietly testing your worth. And when you see these signs, when you truly understand them, you'll become a man she can't stop thinking about, even when she's trying. She's not just feeling with her body. Her mind is running 1,000 calculations every second, and most men don't even notice. When you think she's just enjoying the moment, she's also questioning, evaluating, and craving. Craving the man who doesn't just touch, but the man who understands. You see, her sensations aren't random. They're a map, a secret code that reveals what she really wants, even when her words don't. And if you can read this code, you don't just satisfy her, you captivate her. Here's the first thing most men miss. Anticipation is more intoxicating than the act itself. Every moment leading up to intimacy, every pause, every hesitation, she's building tension in a way that only the right man can decode. She notices when you slow down, when you wait, when you allow her to linger in that sweet, unbearable tension. That tension makes her heart race, her breath quicken, her mind spin. Not because of what's happening physically, but because of the emotional mastery you display. Men who rush, who dominate without subtlety, destroy it. They trade connection for mere motion, and she feels it immediately. Second, she's hyper-aware of your confidence and emotional control. Even the slightest insecurity, the tiniest doubt, the faintest hesitation. It colors everything. She doesn't need words to feel it. She feels it in your posture, your tone, the way you hold her hand, the way your eyes meet hers. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's the silent assurance that she can surrender without fear. And when you show that, she experiences a rush she can't articulate. Her body responds first, but her mind is already trapped in fascination. Third, the unspoken communication, the subtleties of touch, gaze, and proximity, is everything. Every small adjustment in how you move, every pause before you kiss, every whisper. It writes an invisible story she reads like a book. If you've ever wondered why some moments with a woman feel electric and unforgettable, this is why she's not responding to what you do. It's how you make her feel safe to let go, safe to explore, safe to surrender. And that's why mastery of her sensations is never about physical skill alone. It's about awareness, timing, and emotional intelligence. Fourth, her mind is constantly balancing desire and control. Even if she wants to give herself fully, part of her instinctively tests you. She gauges your patience, your respect for her limits, your ability to read between the lines. When she senses mastery in your presence, she relaxes completely. When she senses uncertainty, she instinctively retreats. This push and pull isn't manipulation. It's her brain's way of measuring your strength, your understanding, and your worth. Finally, what she really craves is a connection that feels larger than the moment. She wants to feel remembered, understood, and thought about even after the moment ends. This is why her sensations linger in memory long after you part ways. She doesn't just react physically, she reacts to the energy you project, the attention you pay to the unspoken, and the depth of your presence. Most men never reach this level, and that's why most encounters fade into forgettable routine. But when you reach it, she can't stop thinking about you. The first secret of her sensations is something almost every man completely misses. Most men focus on physical skill, on technique, on what they think will impress her body. But here's the truth. Her deepest sensations are triggered long before anything touches skin. It starts with your mind, your presence, and the way you make her feel unseen yet completely noticed at the same time. She craves a paradox, security in surrender, yet thrill in the unknown. And only men who understand this can truly awaken her hidden sensations. This secret begins with anticipation, an invisible tension that pulls her into your orbit. Every subtle gesture, every measured pause, every lingering gaze builds it. When you let moments breathe instead of rushing them, her mind spins with curiosity and desire. She starts imagining, wondering, craving. Her body responds, but her brain is the engine. The men who fail here are impatient. They treat intimacy like a checklist, and she feels the difference immediately. She feels the lack of presence, the absence of understanding, and her desire fades without even realizing why. Next, understand that every woman carries a hidden map of what she's allowed to feel. Her sensations are not random, they're coded, layered, and subtly tested. She's not just thinking about pleasure, she's thinking about safety, trust, and emotional alignment. When you read this map, when you notice her micro-expressions, her fleeting hesitations, the way her gaze lingers, everything shifts. Her body responds, yes, but it's her mind that flips the switch, and that's why the right man can make her shiver with a single look, a single word, a single moment of connection. This is where most men lose the game. They ignore the invisible signals. They mistake her curiosity for resistance, her hesitation for rejection. They try to dominate, to control, to push. But her sensations retreat when she senses pressure, when she feels misunderstood, when she senses that you're operating without awareness. The men who succeed are the ones who slow down, who observe, who match their energy to hers instead of forcing their own rhythm. They create an invisible choreography of tension, release, and fascination. Another part of this secret is subtle unpredictability. She craves the unknown, the slight mystery in how you move, speak, or touch her. Predictable men are boring. Predictable men are invisible. The moment she can anticipate everything you do, her mind disengages. But a man who can balance calm control with slight surprises keeps her mind racing, keeps her sensations alive. This isn't manipulation, it's mastery of presence and understanding, the ability to operate on a level that feels effortless yet intentional. Finally, the first secret lies in emotional calibration. Her sensations peak when you resonate with her internal state, when you adjust to her microsignals, when you mirror her energy without losing your own. She wants to feel heard and understood without a word. The right timing, the right awareness, the right projection of confidence, they ignite a fire she doesn't always know how to describe. Most men never reach this level, and that's why so many encounters are forgettable. But the few who do leave an imprint she can't erase, a memory that lingers in both body and mind. The second secret of her sensations is invisible to almost every man, and yet it controls everything. Most guys think intimacy is purely physical, that what she feels depends entirely on what they do. But the reality? Her mind dictates her body more than any touch ever could. Her sensations ignite when she trusts, when she feels desired yet respected, and when her thoughts are drawn irresistibly toward you. This is the arena where most men fail. They focus on mechanics and ignore psychology. Here's the key. Emotional tension is just as powerful as physical touch. When she senses that you're fully present, fully aware, fully in control of your own energy, her mind begins to wander, and in that wandering, her body responds before she even realizes it. It's subtle. A brush of your hand, a slight change in tone, a calm assurance in your gaze. These are triggers far stronger than any predictable motion. She reacts to energy first, action second. That's why some men can make her melt with a look, while others struggle despite their technique. Another part of this secret is patience. The women who feel the deepest sensations don't respond to rush, they respond to mastery over time. She notices when you resist the urge to push, when you allow her to linger in anticipation, when you create a rhythm that draws her in instead of forcing her along. Impatience kills desire. Awareness builds it. Every micro-gesture, every small pause, every carefully timed whisper communicates your understanding without a single word. That's the language she speaks, a language most men never even learn exists. Here's a nuance most guys never see. She's constantly balancing curiosity and hesitation. Her sensations aren't binary. They're layered, fragile, and highly reactive. She tests boundaries, sometimes subconsciously, to see if you can hold space for her without breaking the invisible trust. If you falter, if you overstep, if you misread her signals, her sensations vanish like smoke. But when you match her energy, mirror her subtle cues, and calibrate your presence to her internal rhythm, she experiences a surge of pleasure that goes far beyond skin-deep response. And then there's the power of subtle unpredictability. Her mind is wired to respond to what surprises her in a controlled way. When you combine calm confidence with moments of unpredictability, a whispered word, a pause, a gentle shift, her sensations spike. Predictability is dull. Emotional intelligence combined with calculated spontaneity is intoxicating. She craves it, even if she doesn't consciously realize why. Finally, the second secret is that her mind and body are inseparable. She can be physically present but mentally distant, and in that gap, no amount of skill will create deep sensation. The men who succeed are the ones who synchronize with her mind first. They read her reactions, notice her micro-movements, and respond in ways that feel effortless yet deliberate. This isn't luck or charm, it's awareness, empathy, and subtle control of energy. Master this, and you'll unlock sensations she never knew she could feel, sensations that linger long after the moment ends, haunting her thoughts, making her think of you when she's alone. Most men think they understand what she wants, but they rarely notice the invisible triggers that dictate her every sensation. These aren't about technique, words, or even proximity. They're about perception, energy, and the subtle dance of her mind. She's constantly scanning, evaluating, and decoding everything you do, often subconsciously. And the men who dominate her senses aren't the loudest, the fastest, or the most aggressive. They're the ones who master the unspoken signals that speak directly to her psyche. The third secret is this: every micro-reaction of hers is a guide, a map, a key. A flicker of her eye, a soft inhale, a brief shift of her shoulder. These are her unconscious expressions of what excites her, what intrigues her, what makes her feel alive in your presence. Most men ignore these cues, thinking the obvious moves are enough. But the truth is, the invisible tells more than any spoken word ever could. If you can read her microsignals, you can anticipate her needs, match her rhythm, and amplify every sensation she experiences. Her body responds to emotional resonance far before it responds to action. When you create alignment, when your energy mirrors hers, when your confidence matches her desire, when your presence feels like a safe yet thrilling space, her sensations spike. This is why some men can make a woman feel electric with a whisper, a brush of the hand, a slight shift in posture. She's reacting to the harmony between mind and energy, to the emotional tension that you maintain perfectly without a single overt effort. Another invisible trigger is contrast. She craves variation, moments of intensity followed by calm, pressure followed by release, focus followed by teasing distraction. Predictability dulls her mind and her body. A man who can create tension and then resolve it at the perfect moment drives sensations that she cannot ignore. She doesn't consciously understand why, but her body reacts before her mind can catch up. That is the power of understanding subtle psychological triggers. Also, her internal narrative matters. She's constantly asking herself questions. Is he truly aware? Does he understand me? Can I trust him? Each movement, each glance, each pause contributes to her answers. And if your energy, presence, and attention align with what she's seeking, even on the unconscious level, her sensations skyrocket. If you misstep, if you ignore her cues, if you act before fully sensing her state, the moment collapses instantly. Finally, the third secret is awareness combined with restraint. She feels the difference between a man who anticipates her mind and a man who pushes blindly. She responds not to force, but to precision, precise attention to detail, precise timing, precise calibration of energy. When you master this, you unlock a depth of sensation she didn't even know was possible. Her body and mind become completely synchronized with yours, creating experiences that linger long after the moment is over. Most men never get this far. They never reach the level where her mind, her heart, and her body are fully captivated. They think physicality alone will carry the moment. But the final secrets of her sensations aren't about what you do. They're about who you are, how you hold yourself, and how deeply you connect with the invisible layers of her mind. These are the truths few men ever see, and even fewer ever master. The fourth secret is timing, perfect timing. Every subtle gesture, every pause, every shift of energy has to arrive at the exact moment her mind is ready to receive it. Too soon, and the tension collapses. Too late, and the moment is lost. She isn't just reacting to touch. She's reacting to anticipation, resolution, and surprise in perfect harmony. Men who understand this can make her sensations soar with nothing more than presence, subtle cues, and careful orchestration. The fifth secret is emotional authenticity. She doesn't just crave technique or attention. She craves a man who radiates truth in every movement, every glance, every wordless signal, fake confidence, forced charm, or superficial gestures. She feels it instantly, and it destroys her sensation. But when you align who you are with how you act, when your presence is consistent, calm, and real, she experiences a depth of feeling that transcends the physical. It lingers in memory, it lingers in thought, it lingers in longing. Then there's the secret of resonance. She reacts not only to your actions, but to the energy you project. When your energy matches her desire without overwhelming it, she melts. when your energy contrasts with hers in just the right way, she shivers. The men who succeed in creating unforgettable sensations don't control her. They resonate with her, amplifying every hidden desire, every subtle curiosity, every unspoken question she carries inside herself. This is what makes her think of you long after the moment ends, what makes her crave your presence even when she tells herself she doesn't, and what makes your connection unforgettable. Finally, there's the secret of lingering impact. Her sensations aren't just about the immediate moment, they're about memory, about imprint. Every subtle gesture, every whisper, every pause builds an emotional footprint. The right man can leave a mark she carries with her, an invisible thread connecting her mind and body to him long after you part ways. This is why some encounters are unforgettable and some fade into nothing. It's not skill, it's presence, awareness, and mastery of her unspoken language. So here's the ultimate truth. To truly awaken her sensations, you must master the mind before the body, timing before motion, presence before technique. Understand her invisible cues, resonate with her energy, honor her hesitation, and amplify her anticipation. Do this, and she will remember you. Do this, and she will think of you in moments of quiet, longing, and desire. Do this, and she will feel sensations with you that she can't describe. Only remember. Now here's a challenge for you. Think about the last time you truly read her mind, her cues, her energy, then multiply it by your awareness, patience, and presence. What number do you get? Write it in the comments below, and let's see who's mastering her mind and sensations. If this video opened your eyes, like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to understand what women are really feeling. Your awareness changes everything.